Hey everybody, welcome back to the Reality Wind Down, a podcast where we break down all the latest Bravo TV drama and the biggest pop culture moments of the week, one glass of wine at a time. I'm Chase.
I'm Cassidy.
I thought I was going to forget our opening.
You have changed. You've become a liar because he's drinking beer out of his wine glass, guys. He's drinking a Michelob Ultra, so...
I've changed in the past 2 weeks, Cassie. We've been on break. I've been on vacation. I've been enjoying a little beer in the sun.
Who is this man?
You know, a little beer in the sun. You know, it makes sense. A pool, sun, me tan. It all just goes together.
We're going into Pride Month and Chase switches up and goes for beer.
I like to keep y'all on your toes.
I mean, can you believe that it's June?
Right. Happy Pride Month! I can't even believe I didn't say it.
Happy Pride Month, guys. Where is the time gone?
I got my beer in a wine glass.
Yes.
I got my sparkly shirt on.
Turn up.
It is Pride Month.
Yes.
And I've missed you.
It's
been 2 weeks.
And as you guys saw on Instagram, we were reunited, of course. Like, I got back Friday. Of course, we had to hang out on Saturday. Or was it Sunday? It was Sunday Fun Day. A little Sunday Fun Day moment.
Yes.
And yes, oh my God, I can't believe that we went 2 weeks apart.
That's
like the longest in a long time.
Yeah, because we were in our little pod together during all this, so we saw each other a lot then.
Our little podcast, our pod.
Also the podcast, all of the above. So now we're back. Did you enjoy vacation?
Yes, did you?
Yeah, I had a great time. Like I said, beers, pools, tans.
I'm like, if you are watching on YouTube, because we are back on YouTube as of this week, so make sure you check it out, Reality Wind Down. Even if you don't think we look tanner, will you just lie to us? Because I think I look tanner.
You look tanner than me.
You don't look that much tanner.
Okay, guys. I'm terrified of the sun. Like, it's...
Okay.
I hate the sun.
Yes.
So I put, 70, lotion on.
Oh, you had on 70?
And then I spray 50 over it. And I do that about, 10 times a day.
Okay. Well, that makes sense when the sun did not catch that body of yours.
But I feel like it worked a little bit.
No, you do look a little bit tanner. But I just always do the spray. But I'm in the sun more than you, because I like I'm in the sun during the day more, when I'm just, free-balling my own schedule.
You know how I'm always like, hey, if, Cassie gets somewhere before me, I'm like, hey, make sure you pick a spot where at least I can sit in the shade because I can't handle that sun.
And also his ass sweats, as you'll know. So he has to
okay, don't call me out on the real reason.
He's like, it's because I don't want to see the sun. Just kidding. It's because his ass sweats.
It's like I'm usually sitting under an umbrella. My arms are out in the sun and my butt's in the shade.
It's just your butt. You're just reaching across. We're like, this doesn't make any sense, Chase, but we're very much here for it.
Here we are. We're back. We have so much to talk about.
Guys, a lot has happened. Like, Beverly Hills, a full-on franchise came back.
I know, I love the fact. I was going to say, I love the fact that we're on break and a full franchise starts and we're like, well, bye.
A whole ass. And one of the best franchises.
Yeah, I like it so far. I'll just, spoiler alert, I'm into it.
Spoiler alert, we are very excited to talk about Miss Kathy Hilton.
I mean, breakout star on Bravo right now, I would say.
We're not going to get into it right now, but definitely tonight we're going to be talking Real Housewives of New York and Beverly Hills. So.
And on the Real Housewives of New York note, I'll take us right into hot takes
Hot takes time.
Luann's new man.
Luann has a new man, and I have a little article right here.
Ooh, an article. She brings articles.
Who is she? She went on break, and she came back a detective. Okay, his name is Rodimes Rubio Gayton, because as we all know, that her and Garth had broken up.
The lamb curry just couldn't tie them together too long.
Also, I cannot wait to talk about how good that lamb curry looked. But yes, so she has a new man. He's they met in Mexico, I think, and he was a former football player. And apparently she was claiming last week, oh, I'm still single, I'm just seeing him. But Page Six reported today that she is introducing him to her friends.
Oh.
And it seems like things are getting a little bit more serious. She went out with Jill Zarin and her boyfriend, and so they had a little double date moment. And it seems like they might be getting a little more serious. And guys, he owns a hotel in Tulum. So, I mean, if that's not the best, which by the way, this is just a little side note. I know that I'm getting really in and yes, Luann, go get you a man from Tulum. But I was not happy with her actions this week on New York. So I don't know if she deserves.
The happiness and the riches.
I'm I don't know if she deserves all this. I just wanted to make that very clear before I went too into that. But obviously we'll get to that in a bit.
It's interesting
as
to see Lou with a new man,
well.
though.
It's interesting to see her with a new man, and he looks hot.
It's always weird to be watching a season when she's with someone, or someone's with someone, and then in the press they're broken up and with another man. I'm like, well, now we need next season. Now I need to see this new man.
I can't think of anyone on Real Housewives that have had more boyfriends / husbands than Luann. Okay, because we had the Count at the beginning, and then we went to Jacques, and then the pirate, and then we went to Tom, like Tom. Seriously, and then we've seen Garth. It's about Tom. I mean, that's 5 right there, and then she has this new man. That's 6. Can you think of anyone else that's had more like relationships?
No, I really can't. Like, not like real relationships. Yeah. I mean, we know Sonia, Ramona, all of them are going on dates and stuff, but not real relationships the way that Lou's doing it.
Isn't it like weird to think about it that way?
And now I'm thinking, and I can't think.
I can think of anyone from any franchise. So that's, if you guys can think of one, then let us know, because I can't think of anyone else.
But Lou's on to a new man.
But Lou is on to, Radamez Rubio Gayton, and that is also a really chic name. Like, I love like a 3-part name. Hotelier. Yeah, there you go. Don't ask us about how to pronounce things. And to take a total left turn, our next hot take, guys, we are getting an Erika and Tom freaking documentary little Nightline style investigation special. A couple that doesn't own a hotel or a house or a jet or a car. Well, they owned all those things. They just stole them. They had stolen money. That's how. This dramatic. Did you see the trailer? Yes. And I don't know if this one was doctored. I don't know, but it's like to Fergal or like Fergie's. Like, no, that's real. It's to oh my god, Glamorous, right? Yes, what is it? I think so. To Glamorous. Yes. But it's a Fergie song, and it's like this, like, you know, like shots of them like being. It's like the housewife and the hustler is what Glamorous? It's called. Glamorous. I was waiting for it when it's like, I still go to Taco Bell drive-thru, and it's like a picture of her like paparazzi going through the Taco Bell drive-thru. I love it. I did see like Heather McDonald on there, like the resident, like knows everything about reality TV and like housewives. Like, she's being interviewed for it. Did you see who else? No. Dana Pam Wilkins. Oh yes, 25,000. Yes. Oh my god, I cannot wait to see her on there. So good. I just love like that too is coming out of the woodworks is Dana Wilkie, and I think Brandy Glanville or someone else is on it too. That wouldn't not Brandy Glanville. Okay, it wouldn't surprise me if it was Brandy Glanville though. No. For fame. Not Brandy Glanville. Danielle Staub. Why? I feel like they like wanted reality stars that have like been to jail or they like wanted dealt the cop with... without a badge. Yeah. They wanted Miss Beverly Hills herself. Y'all know her real name's Beverly. Maybe they wanted they thought whenever they booked her on the show, like the people doing it, like ABC or whoever, they were like, oh, this is Beverly. She must be someone else from the Beverly Hills franchise. We all got crossed in the middle. It's just Danielle Staub coming on to dance really creepily. Who knows? But it's interesting. Very interesting. Because like Danielle Staub and Dana Wilkie are not names that I'd be like, let's put it on the Erika Jayne documentary. I'm like have they even met? Like, other than like 2 minutes at BravoCon, maybe? Like, probably not. Oh, that's so good. But it's also rude because it's coming out on my birthday, and like they should have known that nothing should come out that day. Okay, it's really overshadowing you. How dare they do that to me? But it's a Monday, so like whatever. It's give us something on a Monday. Why not? We'll go hard next weekend. It's fine. Also, speaking of, really quick, this isn't on our hot takes, but BravoCon is coming back. It's coming back. That was announced while we were on break. I wasn't surprised, but I am still surprised because I'm still like, you know, getting used to like, oh, we're having big venue things coming back. Like, is ACL Austin's back? Like a few Lollapalooza, like some of the festivals I just saw that, and then obviously number 1 BravoCon. And I was just, this is gonna lead us into, we're gonna jump around to another hot take real quick. If anyone wants to set up a GoFund for us to make it to BravoCon, because that would be the least weird thing that's happened on GoFundMe this week. You're right. Jen Shah's cousin set up a $2.5 million goal for Jen Shah's legal fund. Because 10,000 people have been wrongly convicted, and if 10,000 people give $250, we can raise this money for Jen Shah's legal fund. Did I read this? Yes. Audacity. I was like, did you come up with that like on your own? Because that was impressive. No, that's her cousin's words. Oh my god, the audacity. And obviously GoFundMe got, like, they heard of this and they took it down. They were like, this is... Oh, they did? I did not hear that. They did take it down. I'm 98% sure I read that. I mean, if they haven't yet, they should, because... Yeah. Guys, she is being convicted of a serious crime. Other people should not be paying for her. Federal fraud charges. Yeah. Other people should not be paying for her legal defense.
Also, she's kicked out of her like house. She's like living in another place. She has no property. She has no money. And it's like, girl, that's not anyone else's fault. And obviously innocent until proven guilty. It just is not looking good.
It is. I'm sorry. Whenever
Also,
someone. Also,
it's Pride Month. Gay rights all over here.
Gay rights.
Gay rights.
That's like her favorite thing to say. But yeah, I don't even. I can't with Jen Shah, and I honestly think that it's a scam that she's still even going to be on like Salt Lake getting the coins from Bravo is what I'm not into. I want to see it play out, but I hate that she's even like getting paid to be on there.
I know, and it's gonna like it makes her interesting in that way, like not interesting in like we're gonna stand her, but interesting because you're like, well, we want to see what happened, we want to see the arrest, we want to see how the girls react, but as you're saying, at the end of the day, it just gives her more checks and also just more like.
Fame. Also, like, have you seen all her clothes and styles that she's still been rocking on Instagram? Yeah. They set up a $2.5 million. I
don't understand. Sell some of your stuff.
Exactly. Unless it's borrowed. We'll see. Our last hot take. I thought this was really funny. I'm sure you saw that Crystal Minkoff from Beverly Hills. It came out this week that she has a warrant out for her arrest in Arizona. And everyone was like, oh my God, what did she do? And people went wild.
Of course, everyone assumes like the worst.
People were going so wild on Twitter. It was hilarious. All the things like people came up with. And she was like, guys, it's really not that exciting. Like, I was 16 years old. I turned into a wrong lane and like a cop was there. And instead of just giving me a driving ticket, they gave me a like attempt to cause bodily harm in like a vehicle.
With a vehicle or something,
yeah. So, and the judge was basically like, it's not worth coming back. Just don't.
Like we'll dismiss it.
Yeah, we'll dismiss it. Or you just like can't
But I guess like, okay, so they said like, oh, the judge is like, okay, this is dumb. Don't want you to come back. It will be like dismissed or whatever. But I guess they just never did
I think the judge said if you come back, if you make the effort to come do this and like fight it, it'll get dismissed. Or if you don't feel like coming back and doing that, like just don't bother coming back to Arizona because it's probably
he's like, are you ever gonna drive here again? She's like, no, and she's like, okay, great, bye.
So hopefully there's no cash trips to Lake Havasu coming up because she cannot make it.
I mean, but it was just so funny because everyone is just like, oh my God, she has a warrant. What did she do? And she's like, I like did nothing.
Yeah, she was like, I'm so sorry to disappoint you guys. Y'all are gonna hate this story, but it's that. Which it was fun to run wild with some thoughts and think about what it could have possibly been. But those are our hot takes. Yeah. Those are some fun ones.
I'm excited to get to our game. It's been 2 weeks of not losing to you.
Okay.
And I just feel like we got to get back into our groove of you kicking my ass in another Housewives game.
I picked the game this week, and I really feel like it's one that's up in the air. Like, either one of us could genuinely win this.
That is true, because it's more of a guessing game.
It's two truths and a lie.
And it is or it's actually because Beverly Hills was last episode,
last week.
Yeah,
yes.
So
last week's episode was called Two Truths and a Lie.
There you
go.
go.
Like, a little bit of motivation there. Let's do it.
So perfect. Do you want to guess first?
Yeah, I'll guess
It's almost your birthday. It's your birthday month. I mean, it is Pride Month, but I'll let you have it.
If you know
me at least the next couple weeks.
You know that I literally make the first 2 full weeks of June about me. So,
That's fair.
I mean, I guess I'll go first.
Yeah, and then like Gay Pride's like the second 2 weeks. Yes. So perfect.
And then like we just skip your dad's 60th birthday and my fiance's birthday, and we celebrate Gay Pride.
Gay rights.
Gay rights. Because what have they ever done to straight white men? Okay? All right, just
okay,
kidding,
you
guys.
ready?
Just kidding.
No, we love them.
We love
Happy
them.
birthday to them eventually.
Yeah, but me now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Ramona Singer.
Oh, Ramona Bequeath.
1.
Oh no, it's Monsieur. Why did I just say her middle name was Bequeath?
She's rusty, guys. She's rusty.
That sentence whenever they said, "And to my daughter Ramona Monsieur Singer, I bequeath nothing." And then I'm like,
Ramona Bequeath Singer.
Also, I love that I'm saying bequeath instead of bequeath. I'm saying I bequeath you.
It's hilarious because I thought they were the same thing.
You were like, yes, oh my God, who are we bequeathing this week?
Oh no, you can't look. I'm like showing you the game.
My eyes were closed. I was like this laughing. Like I'm okay.
Oh my God, this is us back, guys. 2 weeks and we're doing great.
Great. We're bequeathing.
Okay. Ramona Bequeath Singer.
All right. That's her new name. It's nothing else. It's sticking.
1, has a degree in marketing from FIT.
Okay.
2, worked for Calvin Klein. 3, owns an apartment in Florida.
I feel like these are tricky.
So are we just going to pick the lie? And then the other two will be the truth? Okay.
I think this is so tricky, and I literally have no idea. I mean, I think she owns a place in Florida. She could have just been renting it, though. So that could be a trick question. I know she has a degree in marketing from somewhere. I don't know if it's FIT. But I don't know about the Calvin Klein. So it's probably going to be true. But I don't know. I'm guessing the lie is Calvin Klein.
True. The lie is owns an apartment in Florida. She was borrowing an apartment from a friend, and I think at a certain point she was living with Mario and then moved out to a friend's apartment. Got you on that one. Because we know Ramona loves a little... Is it Palm Beach that they love? I think so.
Yeah, it's Palm Beach they love.
Okay,
well, run wrong to me. I'm not off to a great start here. Are you ready for yours?
I am.
Lisa Rinna.
Okay.
She and Harry Hamlin got married in Italy.
Okay.
She was on the cover of Playboy in 1998.
Okay.
She was born in Orange County.
Ooh. Is it, I'm like, I want to say Orange County, but I feel like, is there an Orange County, Oregon, or wherever she's from?
Is there?
I say that's the lie.
No, that's true. She was born in Orange County, and then her family moved to Oregon whenever she was young.
Okay.
The lie was that she and Harry Hamlin got married in Italy. They actually got married in their backyard.
Oh, cute.
I know, and it was actually, like, the picture was so cute. I was like, good for them. That doesn't feel very on brand because she's such a fame whore. She seems like the type that would get married and have it, like, covered by people and, like, go everywhere, all over everything.
And I knew the Playboy one was true because, you know, the whole... There's been multiple conversations about that, especially when she first got on the show.
I didn't want to make it so tricky. It was like, no, she was on the cover in 97. It was like,
I didn't do anything like that. Like, I'm not going to do dates. That's too, like...
specific.
Hard. I have one date on here, but it's not actually... You'll see it's not actually that.
I'm not going to, do any dates, but, like, I do have 3 on here.
It's not that. You'll see.
I actually might have
That's
one.
actually your 4th question, so we'll get to that later.
Okay.
So we're both off 0-0.
0-0. Great start, goose egg.
Okay. Melissa Gorga.
Okay.
1. Has 3 hit songs. Take hit lightly. That's not the trick.
I was like, lie, wrong. What is this hit?
That's not the song. I'll say has 3 songs.
Okay.
2. Introduced a jewelry line on HSN. 3. Envy was temporarily shut down.
Oh my god, this is so freaking hard.
Melissa's a hard one because, like, I feel like everything that she does is pretty fake, so, like, it's hard to know what's a truth or a lie.
I mean, I could see Envy shutting down temporarily. Whatever that whole thing happened and her business partner ran away to, like, the Bahamas with the money. Could be wrong, though. Very specific. I'm gonna say that HSN's a lie.
True. She introduced a jewelry line on HSN. I guess it was a part of Envy.
How do I get some of that jewelry?
So she actually has 4 hit songs.
Oh my god, what were they?
I don't know the titles. You think I actually looked at it? I know one was like on display.
Well, on display,
and then like
how many times? Remember that one?
No, but I love it.
Remember she like wrote it to Joe, and then she's like, ha. Okay, all right, just me.
No, because I always
missed my vocals.
I always get mixed up whenever you sing the Gretchen song to Slade.
Marry me. I try to find that one on YouTube all the time and I can't. So I just need to eventually record it on the like my computer and just like post it.
Can that be like? Can you do that anytime you call me? It's just you saying.
Just my voice singing it though, not Gretchen.
No, not Gretchen at all.
Just me.
But yeah, Envy was temporarily shut down because that lady, like you said, ran away and like she had to like buy her out or something.
That was chaotic. I remember that.
That was crazy.
Oh god. Okay, guys, I'm sucking. Chase could very well win this, y'all.
Oof.
Okay, Heather Gay, Salt Lake City.
Okay.
Number 1, she's a supporter of the Free Britney movement. Number 2, her business, Beauty Lab and Laser, is valued at $5 million. Number 3, she has 3 daughters, Ashley, Georgia, and Annabelle.
2 is a lie. It's valued at $20 million.
Oh my god, yes, Chase, you're right.
Heather Gay stan, and she's for gay rights.
And she's a Free Britney stan.
And a Free Britney stan.
Alright guys, Chase is gonna beat me on this, and this is not nice to do to me.
Have 2 more.
I know, but I'm really sucking.
I feel like on my birthday you beat me, so I feel like it's only fair. I guess we still have a couple weeks. You're still gonna come back. Anyways, 3rd one for you.
Okay.
Portia Williams.
Okay.
1, has a tattoo on her neck. 2, Portia has a pillow company. 3, Portia had a wedding special with Cordell.
I know she has a sheets thing, but like, could pillows be encompassed in that? Or is that a trick question? Number 3, I feel like the Cordell and Portia thing is so specific that maybe she was on one of those shows. And what was one?
Has a tattoo on her neck.
I mean, I feel like maybe she has a little one in the back. You know what? I'm going to say number 2 is a lie.
It is. It's the Sheets Company.
The Sheets
I thought it was a trick question because I thought you would encompass
it
all.
You are a damn trickster with these questions.
And also, the tattoo on her neck is recent. It's the middle name of her new man.
What is she doing?
That's actually I thought was going to be the trick one because I was like, it happened so recently. And she just, like, talks about it.
Like, some people have, like, little tiny ones right here. I was thinking maybe she had, like, a music note or, like, something with Pilar.
It's her new man's middle name.
What is she doing getting her new man's middle name? Unless it's, like, Portia and, like, it's fine. Like, it says Portia on it or something. Like, I can't. That's just...
Isn't that weird?
That just, like, made me angry for her. What is she doing?
I don't know what she's doing. But you know what, girl? Live your life.
Portia. Okay, are you ready?
I am.
Garcelle.
Okay.
Number 1, she's the youngest of 6 siblings.
Okay.
Number 2, she emigrated to the U.S. when she was 2.
Okay.
Number 3, she was voted one of People Mag's most beautiful in 2014.
Oh my god, I feel like all of those are true. Oh no. I'm gonna go with 2 is a lie.
You're right.
Woo!
They emigrated here when she was 7.
Okay.
Guys, I have to get this one right or
I
lose.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. So I'm just going to get right to it. Karen Huger. 1. Attended the University of Virginia.
Oh my god, I'm already scared. I have no idea where
2. Is a county official in her hometown. 3. Is launching a clothing line in 2021.
She's definitely launching... Oh no, she's launching a wig line. But I feel like a clothing could be in there too. I don't know.
You gotta guess.
Literally any of them. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm gonna lose.
Got to guess.
I'm gonna say number 3 is a lie.
It is!
Is it a lie?
Yes.
Okay, is it a wig line?
Yeah, and then obviously La Dame, and I think she's doing like more La Dame stuff. But,
oh my god. Okay, so I'm still in the game, but you can still win because you have one more.
But also, I love that she's a county official in like
that didn't
Surrey
surprise me because remember they went back to her like tiny town of Surrey.
Mm-hmm. I think it's like an honorary title, but it's still a county official.
Hey, go on, Karen. Okay, are you ready?
So is this for the tie?
This is for the tie.
Okay.
No, this is for the win. You already have 2. So if you get this one, you win.
Okay.
No pressure.
Okay.
No pressure. Okay. Gina Kirkenschneider.
Oh, great! This ends on an amazing one.
Number 1, she was a flight attendant.
Okay.
Number 2, she has a psychology degree. Number 3, she is an only child.
3 is a lie.
Yes! Oh my god!
I just won!
How did he know that?
God. Guys, we're starting a new trend here.
No, we're not starting a trend. I'm gonna head out now. I have been betrayed!
So excited.
Oh my god.
By your own game.
By
on your
my
own birthday month.
Birthday month game. If this is a sign how June's gonna go, then I'm not here for it. Just kidding. Congratulations. I'm surprised.
Thank you so much.
She has a brother, but if you guys give a shit, she has a brother.
No, I don't give a shit either.
I was surprised that she was a flight attendant and had a psychology degree.
I mean, I vaguely remember her talking about a brother, and that's the only reason I knew that.
Really?
Yeah, because I feel like when she was going through the stuff with the guy and her parents came, I feel like she was like, my family was so upset with me and like blah blah. Guys, I don't have a lot in this brain, but they're random stuff.
At some point, I am shocked right now.
Like maybe her first season.
Honestly, very impressed though, because I had no clue. I just remember her dad like looking very young and being surprised at how like daddy vibes he was. He wasn't hot or anything.
You should be like, truth or lie? Is her daddy young?
Is her
he
daddy
40
hot or
0
young?
years old?
Does he have? He's like Daddy Steve vibes with like the dark jet black hair.
Truth or lie? Is her dad hot?
Is truth or lie? Is her dad Daddy Steve? It's like, what? This isn't even a question.
Bonus.
But, well, congratulations, Chase.
Oh, I will revel in this. I'll go to bed.
And I will...
with a smile on tonight.
And I will go to sleep so angry tonight. I'll never forgive myself. Just kidding.
I feel like it's the perfect time to say that someone came up to me, like, a friend, and they were like, hey, I just want to let you know that I hate Cassidy. And I was like, what?
What?
And they're like, because she knows housewives too much. And
then I just let them down.
Yeah, and she was like, oh, you don't as much. And I was like, whew. The truth hurts. And I told her, I was like, Cassidy is an encyclopedia when it comes to housewives, and I will give her that. And if that means she beats me in all the games, I'll take it.
This was just, we're going to go with, this had nothing to do with Encyclopedia. This is just a guessing game.
I was going to say that, but some of my knowledge did come out.
That's true, because I'm very impressed by that. I'm very impressed by Chase.
I had to bring you back up. So I didn't. Oh, thank you.
Just kidding, guys.
But I just wanted to bring you back up because I know this loss is hard on you.
You know, I don't take things lightly. I think Crystal said tonight on Beverly Hills that she's a hyper-competitive person, and I do relate to that on another level. But before we get into Beverly Hills, I think we should chat New York.
We should.
I have missed New York.
I have. And before we get into this episode, did you catch up on the two when we were gone?
Yes, of course I did.
Thoughts? Like, how are you feeling about the season so far?
I am into it. The one thing, because I remember you were concerned, you said, I hate whenever they just, like, all go away and are, like, stuck in a house, obviously because COVID.
Yeah, like, it makes sense.
I don't think it's felt, like, overwhelmingly weird. Like, I've liked it. Like, I keep forgetting they're all staying in the same house in the Hamptons at Ramona's.
I think it was, like, the thing that I think highlighted me, like, why I said that is because we were just off, like, a Dallas season of very heavy, like, everyone in the cast was just going to each other's houses and doing theme parties. And then in the first couple episodes was that theme party at New York. Like, and it was kind of just like, I can't do another season of just, like, cast themed parties.
Murder mysteries.
Yeah, stuff like that. Which is not like they weren't entertaining, but it was kind of like, I just don't know if I can handle a whole season of that again.
Right.
And they kind of did that at Luz on this episode, but it wasn't really a party, so it didn't really make me feel that way.
I would agree.
But I think the only thing I've been having, not an issue with, but kind of an issue with, is it's just, it's all over the place. I'm not saying that I don't like it, but it's hard to, like, I don't ever know what's going to happen, which is exciting.
It is very scattered.
But it's very scattered, and I don't understand how Dorinda couldn't be back on this season when they're being just as messy as they were when Dorinda was on the season.
That's true. Like, you mean all the stuff with Sonia?
Like, drinking and, like, partying and, like, being messy, and it's like, all of that's fine, but, like,
Sonia
why couldn't Dorinda be there?
had a full-on, like, nervous breakdown with the whole, obviously, I don't think we're going to talk about that this much this week, but the, what did you say, Wells
Fargo versus Chase debacle. And it's kind of like, guys, or not guys, Sonia, you're not getting any money from this.
The fact that she's
like,
that's
fortune.
My kid's future. It's not.
She's already got her trust fund, and her dad's already worth hundreds of millions of dollars. She's good if you don't do a loan at Chase Bank.
She's good.
Like, I think she's good.
If Ebony doesn't get her mortgage with Chase Bank, she's fine.
Yeah, and Ebony did it for, like, reasons of, like, you know, social justice. They were,
yes,
was it Wells Fargo was backing up, like, you know, organizations to help lower income people or people, like, you know, different circumstances get a loan. Yeah. And it's like, okay, she had a reason behind this. And also, even if she didn't have a reason behind it, who cares?
It's not your, like, do you know do you know who your friends had their thing? No one has a clue.
Because it's not my problem.
Because it's not irrelevant. Like, it doesn't matter.
So, I mean, I've been enjoying it so far. Like I said, it just has felt a little chaotic, but when has New York not felt chaotic?
That's why we love New York. Yeah. It is so chaotic.
So that's, like, really it. I've enjoyed it. I thought that little breakdown was a little wild. It was a little jarring.
Yeah, it's sad, I think. Because we love Sonia so much. That she's just kind of not in the best place, and that's hard.
It just sucks because, like, we know Sonia has... They always do either a Sonia rising or a Sonia falling season. And I can't tell which one this one is yet. So far, it's been a fall.
So far, it's been a hard fall.
So I'm worried because, as you just said, we love Sonia.
Yeah.
Don't want to see her
upset
fall. And I just keep telling myself, Walmart is going to come save Sonia.
I know. Oh, because I forgot the beginning of the season. God, I feel like the beginning of the season was, like, weeks ago.
I know. We're only on episode 5.
Yeah. I felt like that was a long time ago, which is, like, a good thing, I think, because that means, like, when the season is over eventually, sad, I don't want to talk about it now. Yeah. Like, it won't feel like it just started. Like, I feel like Jersey had just started.
It did.
And then it was over. Like, I was like, oh, okay, bye.
I wonder if it was because it was, like, a COVID season. It's kind of like, let's not drag it out.
Well... Then why did you guys drag us out with Dallas if that's the reason, Bravo? Like, what was the reason?
Because they had all those themed parties.
Oh, God. But I guess we should just jump into New York.
Yeah, let's do it.
We are at the Breakfast at Tiffany's dinner still, and it is chaotic. We are having Ramona being a little prude and not going to talk about sex. But I do feel like, okay, I'm not defending Ramona at all in this. But, like, I honestly feel like sometimes Leah does it even more just to annoy Ramona.
But,
so it's like Ramona's being so hypocritical because we know that she can talk about sex when she wants, and she likes to talk about getting banged and blah, blah, blah. But she's so mad that Leah is...
Everything's on Ramona's terms.
Yeah.
And that makes it hypocritical, because it's like, even 5 seconds after, she was, like, talking about, like, big penises and hot and, like, sex and, like, hard. And, like, she had that feather and was, like, stroking herself and, like, having an orgasm. And I'm like, what are you doing?
Also, like, how is Sonia your BFF if you don't like people who talk about sex? Literally, Sonia all the time. She's, like, the most sexual person I've ever seen on reality television.
And that's why it's so, like...
Hypocritical
per person, situational.
Yes.
Ramona will just decide on a dime. Is that a term?
Yeah.
Yeah. If she hates something or not.
Yeah, and it's like annoying. You say the feather was sending me whenever she's like, oh, this is something. And you could tell also she was pretty drunk because she was doing those shots of tequila. I haven't seen Ramona, because Ramona kind of has like a peg leg. She never seems that drunk. And that night, I'm like, that's the drunkest, because I almost saw her like slurring her words a little bit. Yeah. And I was like, okay, Ramona. Ramina. Ramin Girla. Ramona Bequeath. She would hate that nickname if she
hate it.
Sexual terms.
But I actually just felt very attacked because I like talking about sex and I could not be friends with Ramona.
No, you absolutely could not. I'm just gonna say. But then that's, like you say, like deciding on a dime who she wants to be mad at and who she doesn't. Because Ebony was like, weren't you just talking about a big penis? And she's like, oh my god, I never said that. And like storms off and made it a huge thing.
And we get those like sexy pictures of like Ramona and Leah like hugging in like her underwear.
Go upstairs and get basically naked and take like a super hot photo. It was like, okay, make it make sense, girl. Make it make sense.
It did make me laugh when Ebony was like, she told me she could take a big dick.
Yeah, she's like, I swear I heard her say that. I'm not a liar. So I think I believe Ebony.
She probably did, and Ramona was just drunk, so she like didn't remember it or just didn't want to admit to it.
Exactly. But the next day it's somber. So we kind of forget that Leah's dealing with like her grandma dying. And I don't know how you felt about it, but I felt like she really shouldn't have been there because she just wasn't in like the mental place to be there. So, and I know she couldn't have been with her grandma probably because of COVID, which is awful, and I can't even imagine. But I just don't know if being in that house was the right thing for her, like, mental state.
I'm trying to see if I wrote that. Now I wrote that later, but I thought the same thing. I was like, it's weird that she keeps saying, like, I, like, my mom's telling me about this, my sister's gonna go see my grandma, like, or talk to her.
Yeah, her
Remember,
sister, it was like, called her and was like, at this moment, I think, and she was like, grandma's just, like, slipping away.
Yeah. It's weird that she didn't go. Not even, like, go to her, like, because of COVID. I don't know if you could. But, like, even just back to your apartment to be able to, like, FaceTime with her. Like, be with your sister or your mom. And it was just, like, weird. And it's like, I get this is your job. But, like, there have been plenty of times that people leave these cast trips when, like, real shit happens.
Millions of times. And there have been millions of times when people just haven't flat out gone on trips. And the reasons haven't been that great. Or, like... People have, like, chosen to go on vacations, and, like, because I feel like, and I love Garcelle, when we talk about her in a bit, but, like, last season, Garcelle was, like, working a lot, and she wasn't very present, and that was fine, and she came back, and she has a big presence this season, but she still, you know, came back, so.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that was weird. Hold on, guys. If you're watching YouTube, I'm getting comfortable. You're going to see my socks. I want to sit.
I'm just glad he has on socks because he likes to have his I almost said he likes to have his teats out. I don't know what I was trying to say.
That is not Ramona friendly.
He likes to get his teats out. Okay.
No, I just want to sit more comfortably.
He's now, if you're not watching on YouTube, he's now sitting cross-legged.
Yeah, guys.
Applesauce.
Yeah, I love it. I'm
Speaking
comfortable.
of applesauce and food, hard left turn. Garth in Luann's kitchen cooking up a curry.
I mean...
Iconic.
Look delicious. And
Iconic.
Also, he's so tall.
Like,
I don't find him, like, hot, but I get, like, his appeal.
I totally get, like, he's South African. We know Chase loves a South African man.
I do.
He's super... He just looks like... And they kept calling him an Adonis. He literally, when she walked into the house in Sag Harbor, because he was there just preparing it for the ladies, he looked like... He was, like, the most giant man I've ever seen in my entire life. But... Yeah. Amazing. He's in there cooking for her. Because they're all going to go over to Luann's house and do a little naked painting moment. They're going to paint a nude model.
Food and nude, said Luann.
Foods and nudes. They're going to paint him, and they're going to have lunch after that Garth made. And I have to just say, Victoria and Luann are literally twins. Like, they look so much alike.
They are. And it's just wild to see, like, they're one of the house kids that we've seen literally since they were, like, 10, 11, and now she's like a full-on adult. And so is her cousin Nicole.
Is Nicole the one that dated Adam? Isn't it?
Oh my god, yeah,
Wasn't it always like my niece Nicole dated Adam?
And that's why it was the problem. Because she was like... I'm so happy you said that because I wrote that and I was like, bring this up at some point. But Ratsville is like the
Iconic.
funniest thing.
It was like, I'm pretty sure that's her that was dating him.
Actually,
So,
I would say
they are
99.9%.
They are close, and she is around a lot then, so it does make it weird.
Do you not remember she, like, the first couple seasons, she went out with Luann to downtown, and they went to that, like,
it was that
punk
cousin?
concert? Yeah.
Oh, maybe I'm not thinking of the right person then, because I think that cousin
they're
would
all
be
the same
older.
person. No, I think she's, because if you think about it.
We need to do some research on this.
Because if you think about it, she could have been, like, 22, 23 in that scene, and she could just be, like, 32 now.
Yeah.
It's only, like,
because she
10,
looked
11
young,
years
and I guess
ago.
Victoria's what, like 24, 25 probably?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not that far off. So
you're probably right.
I feel like I think it is the same person for all of that.
Okay, we need to look into this and confirm, and we will, where we say we're going to investigate things, we never talk about them again.
Never hear about this again.
But I am going to search it. Okay, so she's there setting up the painting, back at the house, at Ramona's house. They're all getting dressed to go over there, and Ramona has a bit of a meltdown because Ebony and Leah are getting their makeup and hair done, and she likes to play it like it's because we're gonna be late, like you guys are being so rude, blah blah blah. She's jealous because she's not getting full glam and isn't gonna look as good.
When has Ramona ever cared about being late, being cordial, being just like respectful, being like anything that's like not about Ramona? Until this moment where she's not getting the same.
She's not getting the full glam.
The only thing, which is not Team Ramona, you know how much I hate a glam squad.
Yes.
Like...
But on Ebony's reasoning, I did understand with her hair.
No, 1,000%. I get it all.
She did explain because I'm a black woman. It is we have very different hair, and it's like super difficult for me to try to do it. Like I had my hair up last night. It's a whole thing. And I think Ramona kind of at that point was like, okay, I get it a little bit now. I'm going to lay off.
Yeah, for sure. And she should have never brought it up. I just don't like... it's just Beverly Hills did this to me.
Yes.
Where glam squads became
Beverly
a storyline.
Hills is still doing this.
And they didn't make this a storyline. They did for like a second, but that was because Ramona was being annoying. Otherwise, that would have never been on the show.
Yeah.
So like, it's not like they were making their glam squad a storyline.
Right.
I just get really
triggered by it
from the Beverly Hills stuff, where it became the whole show's identity was glam squads. It's like, we don't need to see this.
It's always a topic of conversation on Beverly Hills.
But of course, Ramona being a hypocrite again. This is shocking. 20 times in the first 5 minutes.
Who would have thought? And it only gets worse.
Yes.
And Luann has a little guitar player coming over, and she's trying
Alfredo.
And you're like, I thought he was cute. I was like, okay, he's definitely a little bit older, but he was cute.
I don't love a guitar player, a solo guitar player.
I don't either, unless it's like that kind of vibe, though. Like, I feel like you needed it there. Like, it was cool to have the music playing while they were painting. It was very artistic.
True. On the water. Lou's house is beautiful. It's so cute.
And she is trying to hook up Sonia with this guitar player. And Sonia's just like, I'm an artist. I can't be with an artist. I like a banker, a guy in a suit jacket. Also, like, okay, this is my point with it, too. You're telling me if you lined up that guy next to freaking Tom or Harry, you would pick Tom or Harry? Like, that guy was way better looking.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he's clearly, like, doing fine. He's, like, living in the Hamptons, being in, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, but...
Sonia was not happy,
No, Sonia said, I'm an artist, so she can't be with other artists.
Right.
And I was like, what?
No.
She's only into bankers.
Sonia Rita. Well, maybe she could. That hasn't been working, and we really want to see Sonia in a happy relationship. So maybe she should try an artist.
She should try something different. Why
not? Why not?
I'm kind of laughing because I want to say something, but I think it's inappropriate.
Say it.
We were talking about Luann's niece, and in my notes, I said Nicole, the cum art queen, is in attendance.
Did you guys see this on our Instagram?
How is that not a hot topic?
Oh my god. So I set up the thing to get Google alerts for all housewives stuff that Chase...
That's not what you...
Chase told me to do, and I was like, actually, this is a great idea. It's worked out really well. I'll share some things. One that comes up... One of the articles that comes up in my email today is that her niece, Nicole, is selling paintings, art that she has made with human semen.
And she's selling it for $500 plus.
And she's selling it. We're not saying anyone's bought it.
Okay, well, it's on the market.
It is
if anyone's interested in that kind of art,
Chase, I have to know, and this is going to get, because you've brought it there to this point, I'm going to get even more vulgar with it. Okay, so you have paint, and you, painted and incorporated some cum. I can't believe I'm even saying this conversation right now. Okay, imagine if this painting behind me had some... I don't even want to say this, but I'm going to go there. I hope he edits this out, honestly. So I know he won't for saying this. what if it got like crusty in it?
That's what I was like.
And it started like peeling off or something. Like, what would it
It's like dandruff on the floor.
Yes, like, what would it be? Like, oh, this is, oh, your paint's flicking off.
It's textured.
Somebody go get me a rag. And on that note, I'll see myself out.
Yeah, Cassidy, roll on out of there.
And see. Oh my god. But that was all valid points, and I can't say none of that was.
And also, it's true. This is really happening right now, and she's the one that's hosting, along with Victoria and Luann, this art party. So we had to talk about her art.
We had to talk about her
It's
art.
honestly an advertisement, if anything.
And honestly, I'm loving, like, the body incorporations, because they go over there. Sonia rips off the guy's towel to get to painting, and apparently he had a big old wang. And
his penis was longer than his balls.
I mean,
that is a big, weird thing that is a continuing.
They're all very
thing
like. I'm like, they must have been with a lot of guys that it wasn't, apparently, because that's like their number one. All their like.
All of them are
talking
like,
points.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I got this.
And I have to say, okay, this painting thing was so awkward for me. Because I thought that they were going to be, like, coaching them and helping them how to paint. Like, if they came around and looked at my art, it would literally just be a stick figure with a huge dick. Like, I have no artistic ability with painting, drawing, coloring, anything.
Also, I love half of them, like, really focused on his body. And when they got to his penis was, like, either, like, really small.
Yeah,
or like, the proportion was really
detailed.
off. It was, like, just there. I was like, y'all really were trying not to?
I mean, it was, honestly, like, and Ramona's like, all right, I'm done. Like, I've done enough of this. I'm going to go relax and enjoy. So she sits down, the guitar player comes over, and she's just, like, shimmying and shaking. She's doing her little Ramona.
I personally love Ramona's view the most. It was like, she was
Music,
facing the butt.
water, butt.
Looking at the water, looking at them painting, had a glass of alcohol in her hand. I was like, I would have sat down too.
I didn't.
I'm not good at drawing or painting, so...
Especially when they're not helping you. I thought that they were going to be helping. That was my big thing, but I was like, no one's helping them paint. Mine was literally going to be a stick figure with a dick. But hey, art. All about perspective.
Hey, I was about to say, it depends on the person. And
on a really, again, note with Leah, she kind of starts having another breakdown about her grandma, and she's kind of having like a panic attack. And Ramona comes in to comfort Leah and obviously makes it 10,000 times worse.
Oh my god, the worst person to comfort someone.
Dying, like, that's the only person who was ever really truly there for you. It's like, well, don't say that to me now, that I'm going to feel so alone.
It is exactly why I'm crying, because I feel like I'm going to be lost when she's not here.
Exactly.
And Ramona's just like doubling down. She's like, yeah, you're right, you should feel that way.
It's like, oh my god.
Insane.
Worst advice ever. Worst advice ever.
Luckily, Ebony was way better.
Yes. And
actually sat there and just kind of like truly consoled her, hugged her, let her just kind of cry, and just said, like, she's not going to ever really leave you. It's just different. You know, what you actually want to hear.
And Ebony's going through a similar thing, like, right now. So she's probably a good voice of reason to give advice on this.
And Ebony and Leah are close right now.
Yeah.
They are friends. So it's like, Ramona's kind of just a random figure right now, I feel like. And it's like, I don't need, not a stranger, but like, Ramona that, to come console me.
Treats me like crap 90% of the time to be the one attempting to console me.
Yes.
So then we go to like sit down to have the curry that Garth made, which looks incredible. And they bring up the sex conversation from the night before again.
Who brought it up?
I think it was Luann. Luann was just like, you know, like, I don't remember. I think Leah maybe made a comment, and then Ramona like started going in on it again, and Leah was like, look, like, I'm just gonna say, like, we all have different words that would like trigger us on things like that we don't like hearing. And that's kind of what got it really spiraling.
And, like, if they left it just at that, like, okay, yeah, everyone has their, like, things that they don't want to hear. But it's just so hard hearing that come from Ramona when she's such, like, a mean, vicious person.
Yes.
And Leah's only doing this, maybe to get a rise out of Ramona, whatever. But it's always joking. None of it's, like...
She's never serious,
crazy or, like, directed at Ramona. She's just kind of like... I like talking about sex. I'm sex positive. I'm enjoying myself.
She made that very clear.
Blah, blah. So it's like, I think obviously it was taken way out of. Like, but it went too far. It
only spirals from there.
Yes, exactly.
And Ramona brings up, you know, like, I had a dinner with Avery, and you, remember, Leah, you were there, and, like, even Avery was like, I can't believe she talks like that, blah, 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 blah. It was like, Leah's not your daughter, though, dude. Like, you didn't have to have her around your kid. And also, like, she's not a kid. Avery's 20-something years old.
She said she was 25.
Yeah.
A 25-year-old can't hear sex or things about sex being talked about at a table.
And like
it's one dinner.
My only thing with it, like I do understand that like Ramona probably doesn't want to hear. She's like, well, your kid's doing this and this and that. And like Ramona's like, okay, I don't need to hear all of that. But on the flip side, stop being a hypocrite and stop being disgusting about it. And
it's just it's because this is Ramona. She's such a hypocrite, so it's hard to get past anything that upsets her technically, because it's like, if she wanted to talk about sex, she would.
Exactly.
You know?
And she does.
Yeah, and she does.
But then they get into it, and Ebony is just like trying to be like, because she's trying to defend her friend, but she's trying to like kind of be like peacemaker with it too. Yeah. And she's like, well, she just doesn't fully, I don't fully agree with everything that y'all are saying right now. And somehow this spirals into education and how you speak. It became like a preaching lesson from Luann, like, you know, like it's not...
Well, because she brings up like Catholic, Christian, like religious values. We grew up in the church, her and Ramona, and she does say the word education. I don't remember the exact sentence, but they flash back because Luann...
Well, I think she said educated, like people don't normally speak like that or something like that.
Something
like,
along those lines.
It was very elitist.
But she says it.
Yeah.
And like, because later she denied it, and they did a flashback of her saying it. So...
And that's when...
Don't get that twisted.
Ebony with the best line. She literally said, I am the most educated here. And they were like, oh, don't come in. Like, don't tell me I'm not educated, blah, blah, blah. How do you know what education I have, is what Ramona says. And Ebony says, I Googled everyone here. I know what everyone's education is. I was like, oh,
you gotta do your research.
Iconic. I love that she's not the kind of person who pretends like I'm, you know, like, I've never watched Housewives before. I don't know, like, any of you people are. Like, I'm this show. Like, Ebony's coming in like power boss. Yes. Love her.
Yeah, do your research. But I do like Sonia throughout this entire time. She's kind of just like, leave Leah alone. She's upset. She was just crying about her grandma. And then later she's like, Ebony's not doing anything. She's just talking. Like, all of this. Like, Sonia should sit in the corner being like, guys, what is going on? Like, I love Sonia.
Because she's not jumping in and like defending Ramona, like her best friend.
Because she knows she's wrong.
Need to be defended because she's being an asshole. But then I do feel like Leah's like, she kind of has the breakdown. She's like, I'm leaving. Storms off. You're a hoe. You're a hoe. You're a hoe.
I didn't really understand because she left and came back and started yelling about don't compare me to your daughter. That timeline threw me off. I don't know if that was like 5 seconds after she left.
She went to the car for like 2 minutes and like thought about it and got angry.
Because how they did it, it was like, it was a little bit had gone by and then she just randomly yells up. It's like, don't compare me to my daughter, and just like threw me off for a second. Yeah. And then that's when she was like, you're a hoe. You're a hoe. And then left again. I was like, what just happened?
I was like, she just came back in to do the absolute most and then left.
Yeah. And that's when, again, Ebony and Luann are still going at it.
Well, and...
Not even really going at it. They're just like...
They start...
Luann doesn't want to listen.
Trying to make Ebony... They almost start, like, gaslighting Ebony to me. Because, like, why are you screaming? Why are you yelling at us? It was like, no, hold the hell on. You weren't saying that whenever Sonia was yelling at you the night before. Or whenever you've gotten drunk and yelled. Or when you've gotten drunk and yelled.
Yeah, they just, like, leave. Or, like, hug her or whatever.
Exactly. It was so aggressive from Luann. Luann got really nasty.
She did. Old Luann came out, I feel like.
That was like as nasty as I've seen Luann in a really long time. And Sonia was the only one that really gets it. She was like, she didn't say she's the smartest person here. She's not trying to say I'm smart and you guys are dumb. She's saying she technically is the most educated person on paper. Yeah. It's a fact.
And it never came to like smarts or street smarts or whatever. She was like, and I just know.
She probably is the most intelligent. So she literally said, I graduated school at like 16 and went to college. I was like, okay, but she is probably the smartest one there. Let's just call it what it is.
So it's like, but if Luann wants to play a game of words, Luann did say the education thing, and Ebony did not say anything about people's smarts. Exactly. So...
And Ebony claps back with, your white fragility is killing me right now.
And that was to Ramona.
I
guess it's to both of them, really.
Well, no, she was just like, nobody called Leah angry after she stormed off. Like, I just had a response to something because I was upset about the way you guys were acting. And now I'm being painted as... Exactly. And then Luann goes as far to, like, basically kick her out of her house.
Yeah, because Ebony was like, well, if you have a problem, I'll just leave. And Luann was like, yeah, that would be great. And I was like, what? This fight, like... was so ridiculous.
Response to that was, I don't think she had a problem. Like, I think she was great at using her words. I didn't think that there was anything wrong with what Ebony did at all.
Sonia was the only one listening. The only one, like, speaking, like, something that made sense between Luann and Ramona and her. And Heather was there, but Heather wasn't saying anything, which is very weird.
Yeah, strange whenever Heather Holla Thompson always wanted to be the one who was, like, very... Like, I don't know, I always felt like she was very supportive, and I thought that she would be someone who would back Ebony up on this. The fact that she's quiet is surprising.
I feel like she tried. I kind of feel like they edited Heather out of this scene.
Yeah, I feel like she wasn't on the show at all, really.
Because, like, I know after next episode, Heather doesn't come back, so I feel like they probably like, why even build the story. Because you could hear her be like, at one point, Heather, the only thing that she really said was like, no, Ebony, I'm listening. You tell me what you're thinking because I'm actually listening. As Ramona was like being like, I'm not doing this. So Heather, I think, was supporting her. We just didn't really get to see it.
Yeah.
But we know for sure that Sonia was supporting.
Yes. And I just don't know how this whole scene, like my thoughts on just the entire part, I don't know how it escalated so quickly.
That's what I was like.
It really went from like here to here, and then like I don't know. It was weird.
It was a weird fight, and it was a unnecessary
hard to recap
fight.
Because there was so much going on, but it was so weird.
Because it was also like a fight that had nothing to do with the original fight,
right?
And then
it became more about the education comment that Luann became like psycho.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, I don't. That's why like. I haven't been able to wrap my head around, like, what New York is right now. Because, like, that fight was, like, a fight from, like, the beginning of the episode, and then the middle of the episode, and then the end. And it ended off being about something completely different.
Right.
And, like, I mean, obviously we know Ebony had a reason to be mad at Lou and stuff, but, like, why was Lou so mad?
Yeah. Why did Lou get so worked up about that comment?
It was weird. I'm just confused
Walking out of it, who are you? Are you Team Ebony or are you Team Lou?
I'm Team Ebony right now.
Yeah, hands down.
Not really. I feel like I'm also Team Leah because I feel like she's going through something.
Yeah.
But that weird cut of her running to the table and yelling and then leaving was like threw me off. I was like, wait,
she was
what?
Like Forrest Gump, she ran in and yelled chocolate, and then like life's like a box of chocolates. Like she ran in like Forrest.
I just feel like Ebony's trying to come in and like, you know, not necessarily play the fighting game. She's trying to use her words, as Sonia said, and like speak through her points and the issues she has. And she's trying to give everyone the benefit of the doubt.
Ebony is the most well-spoken housewife I've literally ever seen on New York.
Yeah, so it's like that's why I'm just like, I just don't think these ladies are used to not fighting. And when someone's trying not to escalate, they still escalate it. I don't know.
They're not used to having someone as, and I'm going to use educated and intelligent, and as, I'm not clearly, as proficient with her words as Ebony, who's really, because she's such a lawyer brain, and she's like, all right, I'm going to see what I can do. It was very, and I feel really bad because Ebony, she went on Instagram and she was like, I'm taking a few weeks off from social media. Like, this is really, you know, things are so difficult right now. Like, the like race tension in this country, everything. Like, I feel like I just need a mental break for myself from social media.
Well, because I feel like there's been people that have said this. Just I've seen on like various like Twitter stuff and like articles where it's like, it's unfair for like Ebony and like Crystal and like Tiffany Moon to have to come on these shows to like teach these white women like how to be better, and it's like on their shoulders, and like they have to call them out, and it's like it's doing that. And
their job to do that.
Exactly,
and
but it's like
almost like Bravo has given them the task of doing that.
Yeah, and it's not. It's not
fair. It's not fair to them at all.
Because it's a lot of weight on their shoulders. Yeah. And obviously they want to do that because it's like because
it's so important.
Yeah, it's so important, but it's just not. It's not their responsibility to teach people.
Exactly.
You should be educating yourself.
It's not.
And this also shouldn't be the first series of seasons that we've had women of color on these shows.
Like, can you imagine? I mean, I can't believe we've had New York for 12 years. Yeah. And this is the first Black woman we've had on the show.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Even
Friend of, I think.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think Friend of, that's crazy. It's about time. I know Ebony. I would say I hope Ebony stays strong, but I know she will. But because she is like...
She will. It just sucks that she has to be the strong one
has to have all that
when all these women are coming at her. And obviously they have... I wouldn't say alliances. That's a strong word, because I don't think they're like doing that. But they have loyalty and like long term. Yeah, exactly. So she's just coming in and obviously getting them all against her. So
we'll see how next week goes. It's kind of the episode ends.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
Very interested.
I think it's time to jump into, for the first time in Reality Wind Down history, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills chat.
Oh my God, you're right. It is the first time.
We never talked Beverly Hills.
I didn't think about that. I thought you were going to say the first time we've watched Beverly Hills. I was like, ma'am.
Yeah, you like started giving me a really weird look. You were like, okay.
I was like, where is she going with this? I was like, I thought you were going to say like the Kathy Hilton show or like.
We'll get to her. Y'all already know that we're obsessed.
But yes, the first time we're talking about Beverly Hills, I'm so excited.
Can you believe? And we're kicking it off with 2 new housewives because we're to be continued scene from last week. And Crystal and Sutton. I mean, all I'm going to say is, Sutton, what are you doing on this episode tonight? I don't know if she is going through something. Because she is putting us through something having to watch her.
Because it's just another thing that is not making sense. Because, like, as you said, something has to be going on to make sense of this, like, weird energy. Like, the crying out of nowhere. Like, all of this stuff. It's like, Sutton was weird last season, but maybe because she's a full-time, we're getting just more of it.
That's what I feel like people, and I've said this several times in this podcast, people started standing Sutton so hard before we really knew her. Like, we did not get much of her at all last year. No. And then people were like, she's going to be the queen, give her a diamond, we can't wait, blah, 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 blah. Let's get right into it. The to be continued. I feel like I'm smoking now. The to be continued moment. Crystal and Sutton. Sutton is like, I don't see color. And Crystal was like, seriously, one of those girls that say you don't see color. She's like, no, I don't see color. I think it's important not to, blah, blah, blah. She's having a full-on breakdown. And Crystal's like, no, seeing color is super important. Like, it's 2021. People saying I don't see color are... Like, what are you doing? Like, read a book, read a newspaper, read something. Like, educate yourself.
Yeah, because if you don't see color, then you're not acknowledging the struggle people of color go through.
Exactly. Because I was going to say, Sutton's like, why is that bad? You just nailed it. Exactly. That's exactly why it's bad.
Again, it's like almost Crystal's responsibility to be like, this is why. And it's like, it's not her responsibility.
Google, please.
Like, read some articles, talk to some friends, like, educate yourself.
It was just a really bad conversation. I think it kind of ended a little bit chaotically. They went off to their bed.
Yeah, like it wasn't anything like it was a real blow up, but it was definitely just kind of like, okay, well, this is.
And by the way,
Kyle was see the ripple effects.
Kyle was there too, and she was just like this the entire time, like biting her nail like she does, and she was like, oh god.
Kyle's so awkward because also I don't think Kyle wants to speak on this subject much either because her and Garcelle just had that previous talk, like, you know, about why Kyle's comments were so hurtful about the charity money. So I think Kyle's like, I'm going to stay out of this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, so nothing really crazy happened, but it's definitely setting up to be like Crystal and Sutton are not going to be...
They're not going to be friends.
Now.
But Kyle, they go to bed, guys, and this is when Kathy Hilton, my new queen, I mean, we should have, oh my god, I have it right now. Kathy Hilton moment of the week. Like we used to have a Big Ham Linky moment of the week. We have to have a Kathy moment of the week.
And there's multiple ones this episode. Guys, I can think off the top of my head. I wrote nothing down. Oh. But this one was great.
This one, I mean, he knows what I'm talking about. Yeah. I haven't even said it yet. Kyle went to sleep, and at 1:30 in the morning, a little knock on her door, and big sis Kathy came in with her 8 pillows, a fan, a Red Bull, 2 Red Bulls, and chips. And 6 newspapers, and just proceeded to live her life. Sit there, read her newspapers, eat her chips, drink her Red Bulls, get propped up on her 8 pillows. And guys, I have never related to anyone more. I think I kept saying I am a poor man's Kathy Hilton because that is me to a freaking T.
Y'all's only difference is that you would have had pineapple Red Bull, not regular Red Bull.
That's true. I would have had my Tropical Red Bull. I'm an island girl.
But I just love because like, Kyle wakes up and she's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, why can't you sleep? Blah, blah. And as she's like chugging a Red Bull, and Kathy's like, oh, I thought this was just a soda. And Kyle's like, what are you talking about?
And the thing is, like, you know, when like people put it on, like who do we say always puts it on? Oh, Cam Westcott always puts it on. Like, I thought it was just if she had said that, I would have been like, shut up. But it's Kathy. I'm like, yes, Kathy.
Because honestly, guys, is Kathy on a reality show? I don't think she knows. Is Kathy like conscious? I don't think so.
Okay, I know you don't watch Jersey Shore, but you're just saying, is she on a reality show? Does she know? The quick scene on Jersey Shore Family Vacation. I don't know if any of y'all watch it, but there was a thing with like Mike the Situation. He's absolutely freaking hilarious now, by the way. He's like sober clean.
I haven't watched that at all.
Hilarious. He basically like was told some information he wasn't supposed to tell anyone, and then he told 2 people in the hallway, while fully mic'd up, with cameras everywhere. And later on, he was like, how did you guys find out about that? They were like, we're literally filming a reality show. Everyone heard it. Like, it's on camera. He was like, oh, damn, that's what we're doing here. And he was like half joking, but like he really didn't think it was going to get out. But he
probably didn't think in that moment they were, like, well, that's Kathy and this entire...
That is Kathy to a freaking T.
And, okay, so, you know what we were talking about Sutton, how, like, everyone was standing her, you can't... And I said it a million times on this podcast, oops, but you can't stand a one-season housewife or a friend of.
I agree.
Currently standing Kathy, just a little bit. Not a stand where
But is she, like, new? Because, like, it's like we know the Hiltons.
We know her.
Like, we don't know her, but, like, we know them still. Yeah. It's one of those... It's not like a brand new person. Like, I never heard the name Sutton Strack in my life. I've heard the name Kathy Hilton since I was 2 years old. You know what I mean? It's one of those that's, like, different.
It's just because it brings us back to the days where the housewives weren't housewives playing a part. In the sense of they are very conscious, especially on Beverly Hills, that they're on TV. They're glam squads.
Yeah.
They're very image conscious.
Yes.
Kathy does not know she's being filmed. And it just takes you back to the days of, like, they're just so...
Like the Simple Life almost.
The Simple Life,
yes.
Oh my God. Yes. There you go. Her dot, exactly. So it's like, it's not necessarily as I'm standing her because she's like this amazing housewife. It just is reminiscent of the days where they were unaware of what they were actually doing.
Unaware
on TV.
Of the impact that it was going to have, like, on television.
Yes, and then it stays on television, and you're on television.
And that's why we love it even more. Yes. Like, Team Kathy on this all day.
So, I mean, as we were saying, she was chugging Red Bulls, eating chips, all at 1:30 in the morning, which leads to her still asleep at 11 a.m.
That was the best thing. Like, all the ladies are up in the morning talking, like, 'cause it's election week, like, or throwback to November. Thank God the election came out right.
Whew.
And Rinna's talking about, like, you know, I was on The Apprentice, I was fired twice, and Trump was never bad when I was on. Like, okay, we don't really need this edit, it's fine. Cut to Kathy still being asleep. That was the best part. Like, we're gonna go do this weird, like, train riding thing, and Kathy doesn't even wake up.
No, I think she has, like, her eye mask on still. She's like, no.
Passed out.
Also, the fact that she's like, no, I'm not gonna come film a scene that's, like, set up. I'm sleeping.
Iconic.
I love it so
much. I mean, when you
much.
drink Red Bull till 2 a.m, she probably went to bed at like 5.
I was gonna say, imagine what time she actually went to sleep.
Like, can you imagine? Then we get to a moment where they're all in the car. Like, I think they're in 2 separate cars. And Crystal discusses, again, like with race. She says, you know, whenever I was young, I was in a car with my dad, and a guy rolled up next to us and yelled racial slurs, and my dad just got in the car and sped off.
And she could tell that her dad was terrified, which that fear obviously went into her.
Of course.
Ingrained into her. And it's like, it's always a thing. It's like when you see your parents and either sad, scared, nervous, stressed, it's like your parents are supposed to be, at least when you're younger,
right.
You realize like parents are human when you get older, but
right.
like when you're younger, you're like, oh, nothing affects them, nothing phases them. They're the rock. And then when you see something shake them like that, you don't get over it.
And that's what she's saying. She's like, it's okay, Sutton, you're saying you don't see race, but guess what? Everyone does.
There you go.
And people who see it as a negative thing, like this guy that rolls up and screams at them, that's why it's so important that we still discuss it, and that's why it's so important that we keep these conversations alive.
Yep.
But then we go to this train track thing. It looks super fun. Like, they get on a little bicycle.
Wait, hold on. We do just have to rewind.
Oh, God.
Is that the conversation where Sutton also said she moved to New York, and because she had a thick accent, everyone assumed she was racist because she was from the South?
I do think that's when she...
That was, like, her comparison. Which is, like, yeah, that would be unfortunate that, like, people just assume you're something. But it's, like, this is not the time to compare your struggles.
Were you, like, verbally assaulted for people thinking that you had a country accent and maybe possibly potentially could have? No, you weren't. And if you were, and that's the other thing with, like, if she was walking down the street, would anyone know where she was born and raised?
No.
Does anyone know where her ancestors are? Does anyone know where she came from?
No.
So that's a completely...
Does anyone assume anything about her? No.
And this is the beginning of this, like, I feel like
this whole
Sutton,
Southern thing?
Or, like, Sutton is trying to paint herself as, like, a victim throughout this. And it's so bizarre to me. It's like, just stop talking. Like, Sutton literally should have just shut up this entire episode.
Yeah.
It was, like, it was terrible.
Anyways, I just had to say that, because we talk about that a little bit later. It's like, right. It ties into it some.
You're right. And then they go to the train track things. Of course, there's a fast car that has everyone, all the girls except for...Kyle and Sutton. They're on a little slow car moment.
That was fun. I was into it.
What is it called? Just like...
I don't know. I just put cart track. I didn't know. They pedaled like on a train track, like a little.
Yeah, I just wrote on
thing.
train track. I don't know what the heck it was.
But
it looked awesome.
Yeah, and Dorit in those Xenon of the 21st century sunglasses.
And
that's
honestly,
all I could think about. Is like
boom, boom, boom. Make my heart go. What's a zoom, zoom, zoom? Oh my god, we should make
I was like, we're on a space station.
We should make an edit with that song in the background. It's shown by like Supernova Girl.
That's like all I could think about because she had those like thin sunglasses that were like very like futuristic, and I was like, okay, Xenon.
Dorit did say tonight, because I was such a child of the world or whatever, and like maybe she's like child of the galactic universe. Like, don't settle there.
Like I went from Paris to London to the space station
to Mars. Came back to Connecticut. So like,
and that's why I have this accent.
That's like, it's a space accent.
Yeah.
Oh my god, she's our new space queen. On a more somber note, Sutton and Crystal kind of have a little tiny bonding moment. Like they're talking about like Sutton mentions like I still get emotional when we talk about like my dad's death. Mm-hmm. Like he died 20 years ago. I think she said he wasn't a great guy, but she still gets like really
thinks about it every day.
Emotional.
It's very tough. Yeah.
And Crystal's like, well, mine was really like the opposite. Like it was not too long ago, and we watched him slip away like really slowly, mm-hmm. so just as painful. But they had a little moment, and I thought maybe this could be like some mending.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, wrong.
Yeah.
They get back to the house, and here's our other Kathy Hilton moment of the week. Her eyes are like swollen and red because she put eardrops into her eyes. Icon.
Y'all, is Kathy okay?
Is Kathy on hard drugs? Like I stand her so hard.
I'm like, it's the Kathy Hilton moment of the week, but we're also checking in on Kathy moment of the week. Is Kathy okay?
Is it the okay Kathy moment? Like we gotta come up with something for this. Send in y'all's thoughts. What should we call
we
the
need
Kathy
a title.
Because Big Ham Linky moment was so iconic. We need a title for our Kathy moment of the week.
But seriously, I really wrote. I was like, y'all, is Kathy okay?
Is Kathy okay? No, she's not. She's got freaking eardrops in her eyes. She is not okay.
I was like, she may be at risk of hurting herself. Which she did
we
because
her life alert button when she does something chaotic that she just presses. That she's like,
a life alert for another Red Bull at 1:30 in the morning.
Some chips. Bring it on in. Bring it on in. Oh my god, iconic. But they're talking about like couples together, and Erika makes a very weird foreshadowing comment. She says one of the things she loves the most about Tom is that she's so allowed to be herself, and that's why they work so well.
There is so many foreshadowing moments throughout this beginning of the season so far.
It is so
good. Even I think there was like an edit that like showed all of her house and all this stuff, and like.
They never ever play songs other than just like music.
Oh, it's expensive to me. That's what it was.
And they were like showing her closet, like her Chanel's and her paintings, and all
Mikey was there.
All her cars. They showed like
yes, I was
cars.
like they showed all this stuff while playing. Like, that is like the transition music.
It's like for
so
shady.
It is so shady.
Like not for shadowing, it's for shading.
For shading, yes.
We stand. Also, like I just have to throw in Sutton had the ugliest freaking slippers I've ever seen, and they were $2,000.
$2,000. And did you hear Crystal say, "I donate stuff that ugly"?
Yes!
And then she like whispered to Kyle, she's like, "Don't," because Kyle was like gonna repeat it as like a joke. I think it was Kyle, and Crystal was like, "No, she's gonna cry. She's gonna cry."
Which is, that's what it is. She just cries. She just cries, easily.
And like that was a joke. Like it's funny.
She would have gone back,
but
and
she
like,
would have cried.
God, they hate my shoes.
Yeah, totally.
That's actually.
Oh, and also a funny moment when I think it's like Kathy, Kyle, and like Garcelle. I don't know who else is sitting out there, but that's who I can think of right now. And Kyle's like, her favorite thing is to say she looks like Paris. Like she's like, we have the same really bone structure. She's like, I used to be blonde. I'm not anymore. But
look just like my mom. We have our same bone structure. It's like I literally, if you put like Kyle and Paris in a room with like 50 other people, and you said pick out the two that are related, would you ever pick Paris and Kyle?
Probably not.
No.
Like if you want to like get to like young Kyle and they have like a square jaw, let's get down to that maybe.
She looks
but like
nothing like her though, because Kyle had those very like thick eyebrows and like different features.
That's true. You're
also,
right.
Kyle wants to say I have the same bone structure. Kyle's had a lot of work done to her face. Like anyone could go in and be like, I want to look like Paris, and like a surgeon would do like the nose and so, sorry, that was just. But this moment was hilarious.
It was hilarious because Kyle just like Yeah, me and Paris are like, essentially, everyone thought we were twins when we were younger.
And what did Garcelle say back to that? She's like, oh, well, Kathy thought I looked like Garcelle, so maybe Garcelle thinks, oh my god, this is a mouthful.
Oh my god.
Kathy thinks I look like Kyle, so maybe she thinks I look like her daughter.
Yeah, she's like, that means I look like Paris.
Garcelle and Paris are twins. Like, both beautiful twins. Like, I mean, come on.
I love it. But also, Garcelle makes a very, like, out of left field comment about how, like, she met Paris, like, she's seen her, or she saw her on The Real.
She was a host of The Real.
And then she also saw her back in the day at parties.
Like,
and
fashion
she's like, it was just one weird thing. Like, Paris was always on her phone. I just never understood why she would even be there.
She didn't care all the time.
Yeah, I was like, very thing to say to someone's mom.
And this showed to me Kathy's true colors. Yeah,
because she was kind of just like, oh, we want to know why she did that? It's because Paris actually is a very introverted, insecure, shy girl, and her phone was her protection. And Garcelle was like, oh, I'm actually happy I brought this up simply for the fact that I got to know something about Paris. All of that was very mature and amazing. I just was not expecting it to go that way.
When I was catching up on episodes, and then I watched Beverly Hills yesterday, like the last one, and I saw the preview for that for this new episode, I was like, oh my god, this is going to go so bad.
Yeah.
The fact that it went just like perfectly. Then, I was like, oh my god, that was so mature. That was great.
I was going to say, very mature, very grown up, and Kathy was just like, yeah, she's insecure, she's... You know that, and Garcelle was like, "Great! Oh my god, you're right. That makes sense."
So many moms would have gotten defensive immediately and made it a whole thing, but the fact that Kathy was just like, "Yeah, all good."
Yeah.
Iconic. Another iconic moment. Absolutely.
And then everyone's getting ready for some dinner.
Marcella and Renna are the first ones ready.
Like, so awkward. They're just like standing there, not knowing what to say to each
small
other.
Talk, I think she goes, "Wow, that's a nice beam." Like, I'm pretty sure
the whole house is made of a beam. So
it's a beautiful beam
also
too.
A beautiful house.
Absolutely stunning.
That view, like with the mountains in the back and like that sunset.
Can you imagine having Christmas there? Oh, so dreamy.
I want to. That sounds great.
Like, can we go there for Christmas?
A small 20,000 square foot house overlooking Lake Tahoe. No big deal. Easy Christmas.
I should start driving now because you know me. By the time I make it there, because I'm not
I need to start saving now.
I am not getting on. That's true. I'm like, I also need to start playing the lottery a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. But that was like a little awkward. 'Cause it's like they've had a few talks at this point, like Renna and Garcelle through the past couple episodes, and some people have thought they made up.
Renna's trying too hard, and Garcelle's keeping it like.
Renna's trying to brush it under the carpet, and Garcelle's like, "You're not getting off that easy."
And I love that for
her. I'm very happy about that.
No one ever does that to Renna.
No, and Renna knows she did something wrong, and that's Renna. Renna will go hard, and then she becomes the villain, and like she owns it.
She's so
not really
angry.
That whole thing, and now she has to play her recovery season.
Yes,
so
which is what she's doing.
Yeah.
And so they get to this dinner they're going to, and it's like so awkward when they walk in and the tables are spaced apart. Makes sense with COVID.
It does, but it's just awkward.
Like they are like miles from each other. Like they're having to yell down the table. Kathy was like, "I cannot hear you," and like I love that she wasn't even like, "Oh, like carry." She's like, "I can't hear." Like
she's like, "So just don't talk to me."
Yeah, just don't talk to me. Basically,
I'll drink my martinis.
Like chairs and doing like weird things. Renna mentions that she has a lipstick line coming out. Okay, whatever. And then it gets, back to the conversation about...
I just love, because we're sitting there, me and Cassidy watch this together, and she's like, wow, this dinner is actually going really smooth. It's really calm. As someone brought up, hey, remember last night? It was perfect.
I literally said, I swear to God, verbatim, like you said, I was like, oh my God, this has been like such like a good like little dinner. Nobody's fighting. Everyone's good. And Renna goes, so Sutton, Crystal, what happened last night with this conversation? I was like, oh,
you literally were mid-sentence, and you're like, well, never mind.
Never mind. Now we know where it's going. This is like what I wrote down again. Sutton is just trying to be a victim in all of this.
Yeah, because she brings up the whole South thing again, and that people assume she's racist.
And Dorit was just trying to make a point, I think, by saying, like, well, Erika, is also from the South, and I think maybe because...
And people don't assume that about her, so I don't understand how that's the... Like, what you're trying to say.
Well, and Dorit says, that's when she says, I'm a child of the world. Okay, Dorit.
She's like, I could name more countries I haven't been to than I have.
So Sutton gets really offended by that, because Sutton's like, what are you talking about? Like, I've lived in London, Paris... Maybe Tokyo. I'm singing Hilary Duff songs now.
I haven't been to the space station. I know you've been there.
I know that you've been to the intergalactic space station with Xenon, the 21st Century Girl, but I haven't quite made it. That's
like,
why she got so defensive. It's like almost when someone's trying to defend themselves from being like, I'm so not like racist, I'm so not homophobic, I'm so not that. Whenever you're going so hard for it, it's like, do you have something in the closet? Like a skeleton?
They just come off as guilty because they usually are talking themselves into a hole. Then you're like, wait, this is confusing. Why are you so defensive if it's not true? You can just say it's not true and let your actions speak for themselves.
Exactly.
Or for themselves. And move on. Not move on, but like, you know, let your actions speak for themselves.
Let your actions speak for themselves.
But not doubling down, but like bringing
getting
up more
so,
stuff.
Like,
and like
passionate about it and like such a way. There's a way to be like, oh my god.
And just sometimes just listen.
Exactly.
Just stop talking.
Nailed it. Just listen. Sutton could have really done with just listening in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Then it kind of like dies down because Queen Kathy comes through and she's like, we should down our martinis. Like, I don't know who wants to do bottoms up. And they were like, okay, we'll do bottoms up with you. So they start chugging these martinis, guys. At this point, I'm like, okay, iconic. First off, I was shocked to see Dorit downing martinis.
I know
to find out that Kathy was having a little prank war champion moment and she had switched hers to water. And she had decided that she was going to trick them into chugging all their martinis. Well, they got word of this and they decided to switch theirs for water. So they pranked the prank war champion because it was mentioned earlier in the episode that Kathy apparently loves to play pranks.
Yes.
So they switched it out themselves. And everyone at the table knew about this whole thing going on because they'd kind of been in on it, whatever, except for Kyle. Kyle didn't know. And Sutton didn't know.
I also love that Kathy Hilton was trying to get them naked, wasted.
Oh my god. Did you go to Bass Lake? It was so that, wasn't it?
It was so that. She's like, oh, it's just water. And I'm like, what if they actually were drinking
just
vodka?
Just for a meme right now. And thank you for that one, Chase.
You're welcome.
Sutton starts having a full-on freak out. Like, I just feel like I was left out, blah, 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 blah. And Crystal kicked me under the table.
Because they're in the car on the way home at this point.
Yes. I'm going to let you take over because it just was so beyond dramatic and stupid and like a 12-year-old.
Okay, so it's Garcelle, Kathy, Sutton, and Crystal in the car. Garcelle and Kathy are sitting in the front, Crystal and Sutton in the back. So obviously they're trying to reverse prank Kathy, so they're not letting her know yet that the martinis were also water.
Correct.
So Crystal does just like a little shuffle kick, like, hey, getting her attention without talking.
Right.
And then she whispers in her ear, like, just letting you know this is a prank against Kathy. That's it.
Yeah.
And Sutton makes like a comment in her confession. I was like, I've never... Oh my god, sorry guys, I just burped.
Tear out of a wine glass, so...
It was bound to happen eventually.
Here we
are. And she's like, I've never had anyone kick me like that. And I was like, she didn't kick you. She got your attention.
She's like, and my legs are skinny, so it really hurt. I was like, oh my god, girl, shut up.
So that carries on until like she starts crying when they get out of the car. Crystal's kind of like, I don't understand. Get me out of this car.
Everyone's just like, let it go. Like,
yeah.
She was like, dude, you're like freaking out right now. And Sutton says to everyone, raise your hand if you were in on the joke. It was like, are you like the mom or the principal or the teacher right now? Like, what the hell is happening?
It was weird. And it was annoying because then everyone had to come around and like, Sutton, you're fine, you're fine. It was just a joke. And then she, like, later again said, like, well, I've just never had anyone kick me like that before. And they're like, kick you?
It's like, girl, shut the frick up.
It was literally a joke against someone. And not everyone was in on it, including you, which is fine. But, like, that's it.
Well,
you can for 1 second be like, oh, that's annoying. But, like, did you have to cry?
Why would you even be annoyed about that?
I don't know.
And
I'm just trying to give her, like, a tiny thing.
Her.
No,
like, if it had been something against her and she felt really like she didn't take it well, that would have been one thing. But
she wasn't even drinking.
Nothing
or, like,
to do with
she
her.
wasn't drinking a martini, so she wasn't a part of it.
It was literally nothing to do with her. But then they get back to the house, and, like, everyone goes to bed except for Kathy, Kyle, and Sutton. And they're up, like, talking about, like, the night, whatever, kind of having a little, like, kiki. And Crystal's in the bedroom on the phone with her husband, I think.
No, it was with a friend.
With a friend.
Yeah.
Because I clearly don't pay attention to things. She was talking to a friend, and she's just like, look, like, dude, it's really weird. Like, Sutton is, like, freaking out on me. She's, like, being crazy. Like, I don't know what's wrong with this girl.
Yeah, like, she's acting like...
She said you can't rationalize with irrational people, which I thought was a very valid line.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sutton finds Crystal's jacket out on the couch, and she's like, I'm gonna take this into Crystal's room. Because
that's what friends do.
Yeah, like, trying to be, like, really catty and bitchy. I was, like, so unfunny, but okay. So she goes and she knocks on Crystal's door. Crystal does not say come in, does not open the door, does not give her any inkling of it that she should come in.
Yeah, like no sign that hi,
she's invited into her room. And Sutton, we see her open the door and walk in, and then we get it to be continued. And we get a trailer for next week, obviously, and Crystal does say to Sutton, I was standing there naked. And Sutton was like, yeah, that was kind of awkward. Yeah, you went into her freaking bedroom, you psychopath. Yeah. Like,
the door was shut.
Me?
She was on the phone. You knocked and didn't hear anything. And then Crystal's kind of like, that was creepy. And I'm like, yeah.
That is, like, my worst nightmare.
It's just kind of like, I didn't know I had to lock doors in this huge house with my friends. Right. Like, when you knock and I say, enter, enter.
I'm, like, really looking forward to this storyline between Crystal and Sutton to continue playing out, because we know we have the leather pants moment coming at some point. Yeah. We know we've got a lot more in store with this, and I think Beverly Hills is bringing it. What do you think?
I'm happy about it. I am still going to say I'm nervous, because it's only been a few episodes, but I've been enjoying it. I always reminded the fun thing that is like a nice ad for Beverly Hills is that they are so rich, and we do get to see these like really glamorous like vacations.
We do love that.
We haven't seen the glam squads yet. Let's keep it like that, because I don't hate a good outfit.
Also, like
I love a good outfit, and they could look amazing. I just don't need to see the production.
They put together the outfits like back at the house, whatever. Like they do it, and then they like Dorit like did her own glam, and she looked great.
Yeah,
like, I don't know why.
I don't like. I don't want to say like the glam squad.
You just don't want Mikey to be a damn storyline. Let's be honest. But we do on the other part of the trailer next week. News is going to break about Erika's divorce.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to be about the divorce or like?
I think it is, because I saw on Twitter someone like tweeted, like I think it was about this episode or maybe the last episode, but they were saying like this was filmed like 4 days before her divorce. So I'm guessing that's it.
So does the legal stuff hit first or the divorce? Or
divorce does.
When does the Justice Trisha Bigelow? Is that going to be that?
Oh my god, I don't know.
Because I made a meme about it.
There has been so much stuff that's happened. Like
I could probably go through her Instagram and find out like exactly
honestly
when
hard
that was.
to like put a timeline on it. But divorce first, but I think it's because I think it's because she knew shit was gonna go down.
Yeah.
So
no, I think it was a staged divorce, because it was weird how they
because things started to fall quickly after.
Yeah, I think like it was like a domino effect. I think it was hit, and then things started happening.
Because we do see it on the show, because there's that one point, remember they asked like, did you know, or blah blah. So we'll see it.
Oh, for sure.
I just don't know how quickly after we see it.
I'm very
but I think
to see.
I feel like from when we found out, it was like a pretty quick domino.
Because this is like the beginning of the season, so we're gonna have a lot of this.
Yeah,
a lot of this.
So far, so good. And I have to say, the levity that Kathy Hilton has brought, and just like the sheer chaotic delusion.
She has been a shining star.
It's been hilarious to watch.
And I like Crystal too, I have to say. I think Crystal has come in so strong.
We were even saying that when the episode ended. We were like, wow, Crystal's very sure of herself, very confident. She's like a real chick that like knows who she is. Like she's speaking up and also just gives a very confident energy.
And she's not speaking up like just to say something.
Oh no,
she's
no.
Like speaking up because she has good points.
But I kind of like when she's like getting out of the car, she's like, they're being annoying. Yeah. Or like, that's too much for me.
Dude, this
like,
is weird.
Yeah, like stuff like that where she's kind of like offhanded, kind of just like speaking her mind, but it's not like to cause drama. It's just like, I don't understand what is going on.
It's not to move a storyline forward.
No, it's just like this is genuinely weird, and I'm saying it's weird.
Yeah.
So I like her too. I like her a lot.
Oh, guys.
I know I've been railing on Beverly Hills and not believing in it. Not quite there yet, but so far so good, as I said.
And I'm all in. I'm all in by Teddy.
I have to be... I actually heard she may be on the season a little bit.
She said she's going to be on it. I imagine she's going to be like at Kyle's having lunch or something, and it's going to be like a 2-second scene. But we still don't need it. We don't need it.
We don't need it.
We don't want
She's going to eat like an acorn.
Yes, she's not an acorn. She's going to
climb a tree. Edible?
I don't. Can you eat an acorn?
No. Squirrels do.
It may treat you like an edible if you eat an acorn. It could be like a mushroom.
Maybe it is like a hidden mushroom.
Guys, we need to know, can you eat acorns?
There's going to be like acorn butter here soon.
There is acorn butter.
Is there?
Yeah, I think.
Don't even Google it.
No, I swear.
I don't even want you to Google it.
I'm going to Google this while you do your thing that I know you're about to do.
Oh, guys, while she's Googling, please rate us 5 stars if you have a second. It only takes a second. So if you want to go to Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. Maybe you can leave us a review so we can read them. We do enjoy reading them. We love doing this podcast. I missed it these past 2 weeks.
I'm so happy we're back.
So happy we're back. So if you have a second and you feel inclined, head over, give us a 5-star review.
And also, acorn nut butter is a creamy spread made from acorns. It's an easy acorn recipe that just about anyone can make. We should try making acorn. Guys, acorns are everywhere here. Like, we literally have acorns just, like, falling all the time. Should we try to make acorn butter?
No. I'm just kidding. Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to make acorn butter.
I'm, like, kind of worried we're going to poison ourselves somehow. I don't know how, but, like...
You probably, like, boil it first. And once you boil it, anything's fine, right?
I mean, squirrels eat it. They're fine, right?
We're going to... When we basically have the digestive system of rodents, because squirrels are rodents.
They're just pretty rats, but I love it.
Oh, my God. We stand.
Oh, we're going to end on that?
Also, he literally... Guys, no, we're not ending on that. He has a bench in his front tree for squirrels to come sit on and have lunch. This is true. This is not a lie.
A little squirrel picnic.
If you want to see it, DM and I will send a picture of his squirrel picnic bench. That is true.
Honestly, you're going to want to get
King
one.
of squirrels.
So be careful because it's adorable.
We went on a real left turn there.
We did.
But it is good to be back.
I think it's because we missed each other so much. We have so much to say.
We do. We have empty glasses too.
I know. That's wild. So as you said last time, I think we were empty. You're like, perfect time to go.
Perfect time to end it.
Cheers, guys.
See
you all next week.
time. I really want to make acorn butter.